I appreciate that. So I am going to call the meeting to order at 7:05 or 19:05. I would like to recognize and appreciate that we are holding this hearing within the traditional territories of the Shot, Hapashat, and the Hawaiian First Nations. My name is Bob Beckett, and I'm the director for the Bamfield electoral area. I'd like to introduce you to the ACRD planning staff, Alex Dreyer, planning manager, Carrie Crichton, planning assistant, and Jason Kevis, who is our bylaw enforcement officer. This hearing is being held in the ACRD boardroom and electronically by Zoom. It is being recorded and is live streaming on the ACRD website. And I would like to ask staff to please provide direction and instructions on how to participate in this hearing.
Yeah, happy to. Thank you, Director Beckett, and thank you to those participating. We have the applicant Kevin Wedstall here in the boardroom, and we do have a member online. If you are watching the live stream on the website right now and wish to participate in the meeting, the details on how to connect are found in the Zoom invite document that's linked on the ACRD webpage. I just want to quickly highlight some of the tools we have in Zoom that help you participate. So if you are participating online, you have the option to mute or unmute your audio so other meeting participants can hear you. We ask that you keep your audio muted unless you're asked to speak to reduce the background noise. There will be an opportunity to speak after staff introduce the application and after the applicant has an opportunity to present. So when the chair calls upon members of the public to comment on the bylaws, we ask that you either put your hand up or call out that you'd like to speak. Once you've been recognized by the chair, you will give your name and your address, followed by your comments or your questions. For those in the boardroom, you will use the microphone system at the table at the podium, and you've used that already, Kevin, so I think you know how to do that. One last thing, when using Zoom, there is a chat feature that's accessed from the controls on your screen. If you'd like to make a comment or ask a question at any time, feel free to do so. All of these comments will be addressed by staff during the public hearing, so add things as we move along and as you think of them. These comments will be brought forward when the chair asks for public comments, and there will be a final opportunity prior to the end of the public hearing to ask any final comments or make any final representations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. The subject of this hearing is bylaw P1520. This bylaw is applicable to Hook Bay Alberni Inlet and is necessary to authorize the issuance of a temporary use permit to allow for a sawmill and log processing uses on a portion of Crown land within the existing license of occupation area. If you have questions or comments about any other unrelated topic, I'd ask that you contact regional district staff after this hearing has been terminated. And would staff now please read out the notice of public hearing?
Okay, thank you. A public hearing for proposed development in electoral area A, Bamfield, has been scheduled to consider application TUP 24009, bylaw P1520, when Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 at 7 p.m., where electronic call-in or in-person attendance at the Alberni Clackart Regional District Office located at 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC. Property owner Kevin Wedstall. The subject property is located at Hook Bay, Alberni Inlet, and is described as that parcel or tract of unsurveyed Crown land lying in the vicinity of Hook Bay, Clackart District, shown outlined on the attached map containing 7.62 hectares more or less. Bylaw P1520 is necessary to authorize the issuance of a temporary use permit to allow for sawmill and log processing uses on a portion of Crown land within an existing license of occupation area located in Hook Bay on the Alberni Inlet, which is approximately 18 kilometers south of Port Alberni. Bylaw P1520 is a bylaw to authorize the issuance of a temporary use permit in an area where there is no official community plan in effect. The public hearing will be held by the director for electoral area A, the alternate director, or the chairperson of the regional district. The board resolution making this delegation, copies of bylaw P1520, and all relevant background documents are available for review at the ACRD office and are available as supplementary information on the ACRD website at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/4-3-2025. Planning staff are available to answer questions in person through email or by phone during regular office hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, from February 14th, 2025 to March 4th, 2025, excluding statutory holidays. Now, anyone who feels their interest in property will be affected by the proposed bylaw will be afforded a reasonable opportunity to be heard. You can participate in the public hearing in person, electronically, or by phone. Full instructions to do so can be provided by contacting planning staff. In addition, participation instructions are included in the supplementary information available at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/4-3-2025. The public hearing will be conducted from the ACRD office located at 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC. Written correspondence can be submitted to the ACRD by a hard copy delivered to the ACRD office in person or by mail, or email sent to publichearings@acrd.bc.ca. Email submissions will only be considered received if receipt confirmation is provided by ACRD staff. And written submissions can be provided at the public hearing or in advance. Written submissions provided in advance of the public hearing must be received no earlier than 8 a.m. on February 14th, 2025, and no later than 4 p.m. on March 4th, 2025. Submissions provided ahead of the public hearing outside of these parameters will not be included. If you have any questions, planning staff are available to provide assistance during regular office hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, excluding statutory holidays, and we can be reached at Alberni Clackwood Regional District Planning Department. Again, 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC. Thank you.
Thank you. The purpose of a public hearing is to receive input, written and verbal, from any person who believes their interest in property is affected by the bylaw. Members of the public will be allotted 5 minutes to provide their comments a first time. We will hear everyone wishing to speak for the first time before allowing second comments. Each time a member of the public provides their comments, they will be allotted a maximum of 5 minutes. A person can come to the speaker's podium as many times as required, provided the person is providing information not previously presented at the public hearing. The board of directors will receive full minutes of this hearing before voting on the bylaw. Staff are taking minutes that summarize the issues raised. Please speak clearly to ensure accuracy. And would staff please introduce the proposal?
Happy to. Thank you, Director Beckett. So beginning with the agency referral responses, those that we have received noted either no objections to the development or recommended that the bylaws be approved subject to conditions outlined in their responses. Responses were received from the Ministry of Transportation and Transit, the Ministry of Water, Lands and Resource Stewardship, and the Ministry of Forests, as well as ACRD Building Inspection Department. So just to quickly highlight the responses that we did receive, the response from the Ministries of Forests and Water, Lands and Resource Stewardship provided comments on the scaling operations at the site and detailed some historical uses of the foreshore. That letter recommended that the application be approved. And the ACRD Building Inspection Referral Response highlighted requirements for building, overall uses of the site, and wildfire protection. Now, copies of the agency referral responses are available for public review. They're linked on the ACRD website if you're online, and hard copies are available here in the boardroom. The agency responses will form a part of the public hearing report that will be considered by the board. There were no letters of correspondence received from the public ahead of this public hearing. Nothing to report on there. And then just in general terms on the proposal, the property owner or the applicant has applied for the temporary use permit to allow for the operation of a portable sawmill and associated lumber processing use on a portion of Crown land that is already licensed for the applicants for dry land log sorting and scaling on the upland area and on the foreshore. And the applicant has submitted a management plan as part of the Crown license of occupation that included the construction of a gravel access road and some clearing and leveling of a site adjacent to the Forest Service Road for dryland scaling and sorting of timber with marine access for barging. Under the temporary use permit, the applicant proposes to add the operation of a portable sawmill, which will require the installation of some machinery that are necessary for that use. Now, as this property lies outside of an official community plan or an OCP area, the TUP must be issued by bylaw, which follows a public hearing process in accordance with the Local Government Act, and that process is similar to that of a zoning amendment application. That's why we're here today. So bylaw P1520 was given first reading by the board on December 11th, 2024, at which time this public hearing was delegated to be held by the area director. Bylaw P1520 is a bylaw to authorize the issuance of the TUP as it's outside of the OCP area, and that bylaw includes the terms and conditions of the permit under Schedule A at the back on the last page of the bylaw. And just quickly highlighting what the TUP and what the terms of that mean. The TUP issued by this bylaw would be valid for a period of 3 years, which aligns with the terms of the current terms of the Crown License of Occupation. The use, as I noted, would add sawmill and log processing uses, log processing uses, sorry, in addition to the dryland scaling and sorting, the transportation and storage of forest resources, access road, barge landing, and dock uses that are all already permitted at the site under the forest resource A4 district zoning. So the only addition would be the sawmill and the associated log processing. The use of the land, in addition to the terms of the permit, the use of the land shall be in accordance with the land use management plan and the terms and conditions of the Crown lease, and of course any other provincial or federal enactments. I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks. Thanks very much, Alex. I don't know if the applicant would like to add anything at this point in time, but if you would, Kevin, this is your opportunity.
Thank you, Bob. No, I don't really have much more to add. It's pretty full. We've done a lot of work on the site in preparation for this, and hopefully this passes so we can keep moving forward.
Thank you very much. We will now hear from members of the public. Please wait until you've been recognized by me and state your name and address before beginning. All participants are asked to abide by the social accountability and respectful language guidelines included in the sign-in sheet. Anyone who incites harm towards other participants will be asked to leave at the discretion of the chair. So I will at this time listen to any public presentations, if there are any, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. I'll just help you out because I know you're not in the room here. There is no member of the public in the room here with us tonight. We do have a member online that we've invited to speak, and they haven't raised any questions yet. So looks like we don't have anything to add, and there's nothing in the chat either.
Excellent. Then I think I can go to item number 17 on my notes. Please be advised that members of the board of directors cannot receive new information related to the bylaw between the end of this hearing and a final decision on the bylaw. If any board member does, the hearing could be invalid and would have to be held again. With that in mind, does anyone have any final comments?
Not seeing anything in the room here, Bob, and I will flag it to you if we hear anything before you do the third call.
Perfect. Thank you. I will then call for the first time for any further representations on this bylaw. I will then call for the second time for any further representations on this bylaw. And I will call for the third time for any further representations on this bylaw.
Looks like we're pretty silent here, Bob. Thank you.
Excellent. So with that, hearing no further comments, I declare this meeting terminated. I would like to thank Kevin for coming in this evening, and of course for all of the ACRD staff for their preparation and help in facilitating this meeting tonight. So Alex, I think with that, we can terminate and say goodnight to everyone.
Thank you so much, Bob. Really appreciate you taking the time tonight. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.